Look at that onion dosa, that caramelization, deep golden onions pressed into a crispy dosa, finished with a knob of butter melting right into it. This isn't the onion dosa you settled for at home. Today, Amma reveals the exact fermentation science, the hotel technique for a perfect non-sticky tawa, and one secretly almost nobody adds to onion dosa. Stay with me. Namaskara, onion dosa. Crispy on one side, caramelized onions on the other, and the fragrance that most people have never quite gotten right at home. Today, Amma shows you her exact batter ratio, the fermentation secret that changes everything, and the ingredient that makes this onion dosa completely different from anything you made before. Let's begin.
Welcome to Deepak's Kitchen, where real home cooking meets restaurant level flavor. And trust me, we're just getting started.
Here is everything you need. Take a screenshot if you want. The dosa batter. 4 cups of dosa rice. Look at this grain. This specific texture, this is called dose akki. Easily available at any grocery or a supermarket near you. I have linked it in the description if you want the exact one. For every 4 cups of this rice, half a cup of poha, that's avalakki, thick poha or avalakki. Look at this, how thick this is. We are not going to use the thin one but the thick one. Half a cup of urad dal and 2 teaspoons of chana dal. Half a teaspoon of methi seeds. Now, before we move ahead, Amma wants you to understand something important. This ratio is specific to onion dosa. Masala dosa batter uses a different ratio. Set dosa uses a different ratio again. More poha, softer texture, thicker consistency. Every single dosa variety has its own carefully measured proportions of rice to dal and poha. This exact ratio Amma is giving you today is measured specially for that job. Do not deviate from it. Even a small change in this proportion changes the entire texture of your final dosa. This is Amma's foundation, built and tested over 40 years. In a large bowl, mix everything together. Now, Amma's first non-negotiable step. Wash this thoroughly using both hands. Rub everything together in the water. Look at how milky the water becomes. That cloudiness is surface starch releasing from the rice and dal. Wash 2 to 3 times until the water runs completely clear. Do not skip this. This step removes the excess starch that would otherwise make your batter heavy and sticky. And now, add enough water to fully submerge everything. Soak for about 4 hours. Grinding. After 4 hours, drain the water completely. No water should remain. Now, into a mixer jar, grind to a fine smooth paste. Add water little by little, just enough to grind smoothly, not too much. For the absolutely best results, a traditional stone grinder gives you a superior texture. Most of us don't have one at home anymore. So today we are using a mixer grinder and that works perfectly well too. Now, the most important tip in this entire batter making process, mixing the batter with your bare hands. Wash your hands thoroughly first, then mix the batter using your hands. Never a spatula, never a spoon. Let's really understand why this matters. Because this is something almost every recipe video mentions in passing without ever explaining properly. Your hands carries natural warmth, your body temperature sits around 37 degrees. When you mix the batter with your hands directly, the warmth transfers into the batter itself, gently raising the temperature just enough to create the ideal environment for the natural yeast and bacteria already present in the rice and the dal to begin multiplying faster.
This is not superstition. This is inherited wisdom. And modern food science has only confirmed what our grandmothers already knew.
Mix well, close the lid, allow it to ferment for 10 to 12 hours. One important thing to remember, if it's cold season, ferment takes longer. Add another 2 hours, so 12 to 14 hours total in cold weather. Look at this batter. After 12 hours of fermentation, perfectly risen, doubled in size, full of tiny air bubbles throughout. This is exactly what properly fermented dosa batter looks like. Take out how much ever batter you need for today into a separate bowl, keep the rest aside. Now in a small separate bowl, 1 teaspoon of sugar, a pinch of cooking soda, by the way this is completely optional, about a half a teaspoon of salt, and add a little water. Mix until everything is completely dissolved. Why do it this way? Dissolving this first means everything spreads evenly through the batter instead of clumping in just one spot. Using your bare hands again, mix this into a batter, not spatula, not a spoon. Mix well. Now you can see your onion dosa batter is now ready. Prepping the onions. Now the start of the show, the onions. 250 grams very finely chopped. Look at how fine this is. This matters. To this, 1 tablespoon of freshly chopped coriander leaves. And now, Amma's secret ingredient in this entire onion dosa. That's called as dill leaves, also known as sabsege soppu in Kannada. This gives a fragrance and a flavor that plain onion dosa simply doesn't have. Just 1 tablespoon finely chopped, 1 green chili chopped, 2 sprigs of curry leaf finely chopped, and a half a teaspoon of cumin, that's jeera. And add a half a teaspoon of salt. Mix everything together well. Remember this, we have added salt now. The salt will draw out moisture from the onions over time. Mix this only when you are ready to make the dosa immediately after. Everything is ready. Now let's make the dosa. Before we begin, Amma wants to talk about something people underestimate constantly: the flame, the tawa, and the heat itself. Throughout this entire process, the tawa stays on high flame. This is not small detail. This might be the single most important factor in whether your dosa turn out crispy or turns out soft and pale. Here is why. High heat matters so much. The moment batter hits a properly hot tawa, the moisture on the surface evaporates almost instantly. That rapid evaporation is what creates the crispy lace texture on the base of the dosa. High heat also matters the onions specifically. Onions need that intense heat to properly caramelize. The deep golden brown onion color you will see later comes from natural sugars on the onion reacting with high temperature. Low heat will only soften the onions. High heat is what actually caramelizes them, building real depth of flavor. This is why the tawa staying consistent hot throughout the entire process is just as important as any ingredient in the recipe. Now, watch this hotel technique. Take a piece of chopped onion, dip into the oil, and spread the oil across the tawa using the onion. This creates a natural non-stick coating, a secret technique that no hotel will ever reveal. But you know Amma, she will reveal everything. Now, sprinkle little water onto the hot tawa. Listen to that sizzle. The water evaporating instantly tells you the tawa is perfectly hot and ready. Wipe away the water using a cloth. Now 1 ladle full of batter, do not spread it, just leave it exactly as poured. Take a generous handful of prepared onion mixture, don't hold back, take as much as you need. Place this onion mixture onto the batter. Now gently tap and rotate from the center outward in all directions. This is what makes the onions stick perfectly into the batter, creating one unified dosa. Add a little ghee or oil. Cook for 30 to 40 seconds on this side. Look at that color on the underside now. Onion dosa is little thicker, so it takes slightly more time to cook. Now flip it. The other side facing the onions needs another 30 to 40 seconds. Add a bit more ghee or oil on top. Cook to another 30 to 40 seconds. Now flip again. Look at that caramelization on the onions. That color tells you everything is perfectly done. Butter, specifically added right at the very end, does something oil alone cannot. This is Amma's finishing secret. A little bit of butter right at the end. This completely changes the entire characteristic of the dosa. Butter and dosa, this is the best combination you will ever have. Take it out onto a plate. Your onion dosa is now ready. Let me show you one more so you can follow this perfectly step by step. Hot tawa, sprinkle water, wipe it. Pour a ladle full of batter. Do not spread it with the ladle immediately. Take the onion mixture, place a generous handful in the middle of the batter and spread it using your fingers inward to outward. Look at that, perfectly spread. The onions perfectly stuck to the batter, forming a complete round dosa. A little oil, let it cook 30 to 40 seconds. Check on one side by gently lifting the edge. That color is exactly right. Now flip. Cook another 30 to 40 seconds on high flame. Flip again. Add little butter. That's it. Immediately onto the plate. This is onion dosa Amma's way. Serve this with peanut chutney, sambar or even tomato chutney. All three work beautifully with this. This is onion dosa Amma's way. 5 rules to always remember. 1. Amma's ratio is dish specific. 4 cups of rice, half cup of poha, half cup of urad dal, 2 teaspoons of chana dal. Onion dosa needs this exact ratio. Masala dosa, set dosa, never mix them up. Never miss this. 2. Wash until the water runs clear. This isn't optional. It's what gives you a light crispy dosa instead of a heavy one. 3. Mix with bare hands. Always use your body heat to speed up the natural fermentation in a way no spoon ever can. 4. Do not forget the dill leaves. Just 1 tablespoon. This is what separates Amma's onion dosa from every other versions. 5. Keep the tawa on a high flame throughout and never skip the fat. High heat crisps the base and caramelizes the onions. Ghee and butter finish the job perfectly. One more thing before we finish. This onion dosa deserves a partner worth of everything we just made together. That's peanut chutney. Not the thin, watery version most people settle for. Amma has a complete recipe, her exact roasting technique, the ratio that gives you that thick restaurant texture, and that one ingredient that most home cooks have never thought to add. But here's the thing, Amma only shares a recipe when enough of you actually want it.
So if you want to see her complete peanut chutney secrets in the next video, comment peanut chutney right now below this video. If enough of you comment it, this becomes our very next episode, made specifically because you asked for it. Let's make this happen together. Comment peanut chutney now.
That's Amma's complete onion dosa for you guys.
I hope you guys like this masterclass on onion dosa. If so, then don't forget to subscribe to Deepak's Kitchen. Hit the bell icon. New recipe every Tuesday and Friday. This is Deepak Kshatriya signing off. Jai Hind, Jai Karnataka. Namaskara.